Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the new season update, which kinda got leaked, but of course it's leaked, so it could also be wrong. So just be sure about this, but we have so much going on here. Also, if you wonder why I look like I just woke up, and I made this nice presentation for you about everything that we know, or like that got leaked about the new season, and there is a lot to come and a lot of good things for PvP, or like interesting things for PvP, but also for people that are not interested for PvP, there's a lot of things to come here. So let's move on. But first off, we also have to see here, it's called the Season of Timeless Travel apparently, which does make sense with like the Hisuian and as well like Sinnoh theme that is going on for the upcoming season. So does make some sense as we can move on with the first thing here. First thing going to be the Halloween event, the holiday event, near the Halloween. The holiday event where we're going to encounter basically a two-part event here with Cthulhu and Titan going to be released as well there. We're going to have a catch mystery, which is going to release shiny Cryogonal, as well as limited research. We're going to get a Widia as a release. Which I also basically covered in a video prior already. We're gonna get shiny Vanillite, and this is a thing as well, we had leaks prior, which basically leaked everything of this as well before, but said that Vanillite would be a community day. Turns out it's apparently not a community day, so it's most likely just a shiny release during the holiday event, which does make some kind of sense because you cannot make this Pokemon good in any way. So like it's kind of useless Pokemon for a community day, so I'm not even too much against it. So I think it's actually okay if you would get it without a community day. As well, so you're gonna get two new costumes. I think one is Pikachu and the other one we don't know what it's going to be. So that's going to be the, I want to say Halloween event again, the holiday event of course. Moving on, next one, going to be the January Community Day, which I also feel like is very accurate, or like does make sense, other than one thing. Here we're going to have the Community Day of Rowlet. If you take a look at what we had last year, at the same time for January, it was the Grass-type starter Chespin, so does make sense if this would continue like this. 6th of January here, exclusive move is Spirit Shackle. But here I feel like it's most likely one of the moves, and I don't think it's just the move, because usually at least for all the other starters that had like a signature move that was released during the same community day, we also had the normal move like here, Frenzy Plant for example, together with it. For example, we had I think the Samurott which had it, we had the Greninja now recently which had it, we had the Delphox which had it, so I would imagine that it's also going to allow you to get the move Frenzy Plant, but of course here we don't know. Also we're gonna get showcases with Rowlet as well as Decidueye. Moving on, let's take a look at the next community day, which is going to be January as well, which is going to be of course a community day classic. We're going to have here the Porygon coming back with the exclusive move Tri-Attack, and honestly, while a lot of people most likely going to be a little bit annoyed about this community day and don't really like it too much, I honestly really enjoy this one. I really want to have this one back. I kind of want to get a good Porygon again, and yeah, maybe it's gonna get an upgrade eventually as well. It's a fun Pokemon, has Tri-Attack, has Lock On, it is a fun Pokemon to play, so I'm not even too much against it. You're gonna get a timed research where you're going to get, of course, the the items that you need to upgrade this Pokemon to Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, which is upgrade, as well as I think there's another one. I think it's Sinnoh Stone that you need in this game. It would be a different one for the main series game. But yeah, we're gonna have Porygon plus Porygon Z showcase again, and it's going to be on January 20th. Moving on, January events. We're going to have it not like completely out of like, I don't know, like just separated. Here we're gonna have everything together. We're going to have the New Year event coming up, which is going to have the Pikachu as well as the Jigglypuff featured, most likely with a new costume, most likely a lot of other Pokemon that we had before already with costumes coming back. And honestly, I kind of love costume Pokemon Go, kind of want to make something funny towards them as well. But otherwise, we're going to see here as well Shadow Ho-Oh Raid Weekend. This was something that a lot of people kind of like thought at least might make this a little bit of a fake one, because Niantic released recently some kind of event dates where for January we only had like one event or something going on, and I don't know if it was announced like this as well before for Lugia, and I don't think it was. So I think it still can happen like this, but I'm not sure about it. Might be the one thing that is not accurate to what Niantic posted so far. But again, for that, also Niantic kind of changes and stuff kind of around, so it might be also a mistake on their end again. So otherwise, you're gonna get Sinnoh stars from Grunts, which kind of means that you're most likely going to get another Team Go Rocket takeover, which would be really cool as well for January, which also does make a lot of sense if we just had it, like, basically it's usually every 3 months they kind of want to do them, and so January would basically again the time for that, and we're gonna most likely get the new, like the Sinnoh starters, where we already have the Torterra already as a Shadow Pokemon, but we don't have the Fire starter as well as the Water starter, and Shadow Empoleon might be actually kind of interesting, so that would be cool. Otherwise, we're gonna get a new Pokemon, which is Varoom or Revavroom. I cannot honestly, like, especially with me in the morning. Definitely going to be interesting Pokemon though. From the new generation, going to be a Poison and Steel type. We're going to take a look at this a little bit later as well. But also, we're going to get apparently the Kanto Tour Classic as well. So we're most likely going to get like a small event, mostly just a day event or something where you get like the Kanto Pokemon again. It would be kind of interesting. I would love the concept of this, especially for the people that kind of missed it. I know from like some people as well in my community, like local community that just started the game, they want to get the Mew, and you kind of have to get all the different Pokemon from that generation for it. So yeah, it would be kind of decent for them if they would get this. So I would definitely appreciate this one. But let's take a look at Revavroom here. Going to be a little bit of a squishier one, but Steel and Poison is a cool, unique typing. And I honestly feel like this Pokemon has a little bit of potential. While not going to be like your meta breaker at all, you would need like some kind of better Steel type move for it, which it has, I think, some signature moves as well for it. I think it's called like Spin Out or something. But here we're going to have an interesting moveset. We're going to have the Poison Jab, we're going to have the Overheat, the Gunk Shot, the Acid Spray, the Gyro Ball. Poison Jab Fast Move is definitely kind of what you kind of want. I think it has a Lick otherwise, which nobody going to use on this Pokemon. But Poison Jab, Acid Spray, Gyro Ball, in my opinion, is a cool moveset, especially with a Calming meta. I feel like it's a cool one to play. Again, it's not going to win you all the games or whatever. It's a fun Pokemon to use, but might be something for you. Here it says that Acid Spray Overheat would be the best one in total, I guess. Like I went through like the battle rating before. But honestly, I feel like Acid Spray plus Gyro Ball is just safer. Like, it's just safer. Like, of course, yeah, if you hit the Acid Spray and then hit them with the Overheat, everything gonna die. But yeah, like with the Gyro Ball, just gonna one-shot most likely the Carving, which is kind of important. So definitely would recommend you to try that one out there. So, moving on, we're going to have another Community Day. February Community Day going to be apparently Chansey. And while a lot of people were like wondering, oh my god, it's going to be so broken, then I feel like it's actually not even a bad idea to have this. Going to be apparently on the 4th of February, which I guess maybe also... No, it's actually not. It's not Eastern themed, right? Just don't mind me. But exclusive X featuring Happiny, which is kind of interesting, of course, for the people that still need that shiny. But also, exclusive move, we don't know yet. My guess would be Egg Bomb, because this Pokemon actually would have a signature move. And they can basically do whatever they want with that. Like, they're mostly gonna do it like something like 50 energy, 80 damage or something like this, which still would make this Pokemon better compared to like something like the Hyper Beam, which it usually runs right now for PvP, but it's still going to be trash because of the fast move. So I honestly think this is not even a bad Community Day, and I'm kind of looking forward to it if it actually is going to be the case. I feel like those Kanto Pokemon that haven't really gotten Community Day are always kind of cool. Of course, showcase Chansey as well as Blissey. Moving on, we're going to have the February events next, and here we're going to have the Chinese New Year, where we're going to get Drampa released, which you see on the bottom right. It's kind of blurring in there into the background, but this would make a lot of sense as well, in my opinion, because it's literally Chinese dragon. This Pokemon we're going to take a look at as well later on how good it's going to be, because we have already the moves in the code. And then we're going to have the Valentine's week here, basically, which is going to get Enamoras into Elite Raid. Like, we're going to have an Elite Raid day, I guess, for it. Most likely the standard form that has 2 forms as well. It's like the Incarnate and the Tiergeist form. It's a Fairy plus Flying Pokemon, so basically Togekiss. We don't have the moves in the game, so I'm not going to take a look at this yet. But as soon as it's going to come closer, you're going to see it on my channel anyway. So feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and also if you're interested in Go Battle League in general. Otherwise, we're going to have the Carnival event, where we're going to get shiny Oricorio for every kind of region, which does make sense as well. Kind of, yeah, does make sense for sure for that kind of way. You're going to see them all on the screen as well. Kind of cool shinies. Honestly, I like the European one there very much, but also I like the, yeah, the greenish area there. Like, it looks really cool there. The electric one is not really looking too cool in my opinion. I feel like it's next to no change. The other one also just flips colors. So we can move on now to the next one, which is going to be of course Drampa. Drampa is going to be a normal and dragon type Pokemon that learns a Dragon Breath, Fly, Outrage, but also Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse is pretty bad, so we're gonna settle for Dragon Breath, Fly, and Outrage. This Pokemon, as it looks here, is not going to be too great. Of course, having a part normal type on a Dragon Pokemon, well, there's actually another one coming up in Generation 9 as well, which might be interesting. Going to be okay for the Lickitung matchup, as you're going to be able to double resist the fast move of Lick, but otherwise, it's not going to be the best move there ever. You're still going to be able to win against something like Pelipper because you resist the Weather Ball. You're going to be able to beat something like the Sableye because you resist the fast move. And for Superior, of course, you also resist the grass typing, so like you're going to be able to still win some games with this Pokemon, but it's not going to be too good. You need something like either Breaking Swipe on this Pokemon, if it learns it. I didn't look that up, but maybe they learn it. Or Body Slam, which I'm fairly certain it's going to learn, which would be a stab move on this Pokemon. But otherwise, if we go get this moveset that is currently in the game, this Pokemon will not really have any play. So, moving on, we're going to have now next one, the Go Tour Sinnoh Los Angeles. And this is going to be again something which kind of bothers me a little bit. Of course, Niantic only knows the US basically. It's never something like this in Europe, because why not? Last time it was already in the US, so why not again? Los Angeles, Go Tour Sinnoh. So it's basically Sinnoh Tour coming up most likely at the end of the February, like last weekend, as always basically. We don't have information towards that yet, like I don't have anything towards that yet, but this is most likely basically exactly what's going to happen anyway afterwards. This is just basically the same event, a little bit better than what the global people are gonna get, but like a week earlier. So it's most likely going to be the 1 week before the last week of, like the second to last week basically of February. So if you want to go to Los Angeles, maybe already look into booking something like a hotel or something. If this is correct, of course. Otherwise, just like try to book it maybe with like the option to just cancel it for free, which would make some sense. Still might be able to save some money. But like Los Angeles, going to be interesting for the people that want to go there. Again, like don't book it directly that you're going to not be able to get your money back from it because it's a leak. You don't know if it's going to be correct. But otherwise, you're going to get here the debut of the Basculin with a white stripes, which is of course a Unova Pokemon, but it's actually a basically what's called Hisui Pokemon, exactly. So it's basically an ancient Sinnoh Pokemon, which is going to be able to evolve into Pascal Legion, which you see on the right side. Sadly, they don't have an animated GIF for this one. We're gonna get a Rotom Normal, which is kind of interesting, which I didn't really take a look at as well for PvP, but it's not going to be good, sadly. I think it learns like Astonish, Thundershock, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt or something. It's very squishy. Ghost as well as Electric type. We're going to have Origin Palkia and Origin Dialga. Okay, yeah, Origin Palkia and Origin Dialga with a Roar of Time as well as Spatial Rent. So like basically their their signature moves going to come into the game as well. Well, already found in the code as well, not with these stats yet, but of course if you're going to find the stats, I'm going to showcase that as well. Again, for basically every Pokemon that's from the Hisui region, like for example here the Origin Dialga and Palkia, we don't know the movesets yet. I made a video already before that about them, but again, like we don't know the moveset right now for those Pokemon, so I'm not going to showcase it either. Going to do it as soon as it's going to be in the game code, so definitely stay tuned for that. Shiny debut, we're going to get Shaman Land and all remaining shinies that are already in the game. So, we are not going to get Manaphy and Fion, and we're also not going to get Arceus for this event in general. Like, those not going to come for this event. We're going to get basically just the worst possible option here, which is going to be Shaman, which you already had into the event, which I find so sad. Like, why do you not, like, try to put something new in there? Of course, again, it's a leak, it might not be correct, but it's like, why? Like, it's literally the perfect opportunity for you to release Arceus into the game. Just take the opportunity, man. Like, why not? Would be so cool for it, but I guess we are not gonna get this. Otherwise, you're gonna have 10 kilometer eggs that are going to be special for the people that are going to be there. Having Chingling, having Carnivine, having Chatot, having Pachirisu, and having some few more as well. Of course, all of those going to be shiny. Chingling shiny first for the first time, Carnivine for the first time, Chatot for the first time, Pachirisu for the first time, which is going to be, of course, very interesting for the people that are going to be there. Of course, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to go to Los Angeles to play Pokemon Go, at least if I'm not sponsored, which of course I'm never. So we're going to take a look now as well at the additional information here. We're going to have 4 costume Pikachu again, basically like for the last Go Fest. And as also you're gonna have now the shiny unknown, which are going to spell Sinnoh. Of course, like you kind of need another N for that, but yeah, you know already what I mean. And otherwise, you're gonna get a Crush Grip Regigigas. Right, Crush Grip Regigigas is going to be also kind of interesting. Again, we have no idea what it's going to be. It's most likely going to be a charge move. It's most likely going to be a cheaper charge move, something around like 50 energy, maybe 110 damage, and it's still going to be garbage because you're going to have still the hidden power as a fast move, which is going to make this Pokemon basically useless, which I guess it actually is not even that useless in TCG as well as in VGC sometimes even as well, because you have like the Galarian Weezing, for example, has neutralizing gas, which basically gets rid of the bad ability which Niantic tries to mimic with the bad fast moves that it got. So I kind of would like to say Regigigas actually have some play, especially as I built one already. So yeah, for like even, I think mine is like level 46, but it doesn't matter. Next on, we're going to have here additional features that are coming to the game where we don't know a time slot for them. Another Kecleon event is coming up. We're gonna get hidden machines that are coming outside and inside the battle. So basically, you can also use them outside. So there might be some kind of task that you have to do with that. I'm not sure about it. You might see some certain things on the map. There are even informations about upcoming features for Pokemon Go. That you're going to have biomes, you're going to have different battle screens when you battle in like different kind of biomes as well. You're going to have different encounter themes as well. So like there is apparently coming up a huge overhaul about how the game is going to look like as well as kind of function. So that's going to be interesting. So basically, those are most likely those huge features they were talking about and saying, oh, there's still coming some stuff up and whatever. Like, it's going to be very interesting about this. Otherwise, we're going to have a route event, because we all love routes, right? We're going to have NPCs encounter, where just random NPCs on the map. It's apparently like some kind of hiker, like some just random girl or whatever. Where you can trade with them or give them some items or like a gift or something like this. Might be cool for people that don't have friends on their friend list or whatever, but otherwise I'm not sure. Maybe they can give you some cool trades though, would be also interesting. But otherwise you're gonna get a new fairy type event. We're gonna get a new shiny fairy type. We just don't know which one it's going to be. So that's going to be it about that one. As you can now move on to the second part of this, where I forgot to put the 2 in there, but that's great. Yeah, it's going to be all the new Pokemon that are going to be released as well during the season, which we don't know the event for it, and those are kind of exciting. We're going to have here the Annihilate as well as the Honedge debut, so like here, of course, we're going to have also the evolution of it on the screen. We're going to have the Lycanrock Dusk debut, which is going to be interesting as well. Might be kind of maybe at the, I don't know, I honestly don't know when this is going to be released, so I'm just going to say nothing about it. And we're going to have 3 Raid Days for Hisuian starters, which is kind of awkward, because those Pokemon now are going to have a little bit worse IVs. You can of course trade them, but they might, I didn't check it though, they might even be a little bit too high for Great League, but it really depends. I think they might still be in there though. But those going to be coming through Raid Days, which I find kind of sad. I would have liked to just evolve my Pokemon for them. They're going to be interesting. We don't know again for Hisuian Pokemon. We don't know the moveset yet. If we're going to know the movesets, I'm going to make a video about it again. And for the other one, I already made a video, like I made actually 4 videos or something about Annihilate, so I'm just going to remove that. Annihilate is insanely strong, definitely going to be one of the best Pokemon to have. Ghost as well as fighting type, having access to currently at least counter, Night Slash, close combat, Ice Punch, basically the moveset that Primeape has. It's the evolution of Primeape, by the way, so it's going to be interesting there. We don't know what's actually going to happen there, but we're going to take a look now at the end about Aegislash. And honestly, while I know a lot of people don't really like this, we kind of have to talk about this Pokemon. This has to get nerfed. I'm sorry for like everybody who is watching this and we're like, oh my god, yeah, please have the next crazy meta breaker. It's too good. Like it's way too good. And again, I'm not saying to make it like completely horrible, but you have to change it a little bit that it's going to be weaker. If you even take a look at this Pokemon and put Tackle instead of Psycho Cut as a fast move, which of course is a way worse move, this thing that completely still destroys the entire meta. This is the thing as well. I know that people want to have change in the Great League meta, but I'm rather would like to see change for like Pokemon that are a little bit squishier and not have 2,800 overall, which is like the bulkiest of them all, and just literally just sit there and make the battles 5 minutes long. If you make this Pokemon weaker and still keep something like Shadow Ball and Flashkin, I think like those are fine. I think you just have to remove both fast moves that it has Psycho Cut plus the Fury Cutter right now. If you just give it like Tackle, if you give it like something even worse than Tackle. You're going to be fine still, and it's still going to be a very strong Pokemon, but right now, this thing is just completely insane. Like, even if you give it a horrible move, you're still going to completely destroy Calming plus Medicham. Neither of them have a move to hit you. You have insane bulk. You have moves that are going to one-shot them most likely with, like, Shadow Ball as well as the... Okay, one-shot maybe not, but, like, does a shit ton of damage against them with, like, Flash Gun as well as Shadow Ball. So, like, there's no reason for you to make it even, like, super fast charging. Like, you're still going to do the exact same thing that you would do anyway. So, like, for me, I know people are going to complain about it again, but, like, I don't want to see another 2,800 MMR, like, what's called overrating there, being that high up, being rank 1 in, like, the meta. I feel like it's not going to be too healthy. Like, everybody going to have, like, Aegislash on the team. Like, basically what just shifts is from everybody has Medicham on the team to everybody has Aegislash on the team, and it's going to be even more annoying. So I would like to see a little bit of a nerf on this Pokemon. It's still going to function basically the same. It's still going to destroy Medicham, still going to destroy Calming, but just give it, like, a worse fast move, and I feel like then it's kind of fine. But right now, it has one of the best fast moves to charge energy and has insane charge moves, plus insane typing, plus even more insane stats. So, yeah, like, honestly, this Pokemon is, in my opinion, a little bit too strong, but I know a lot of people are going to complain because I say we have to nerf it again, but I just want to have it balanced so, like, not an insanely bulky Pokemon is completely overshadowing everything and becoming basically the next Medicham. Very cool though as a Medicham counter, so I'm excited for this Pokemon, but again, I would rather see something like an Annihilate, which is squishier, being the meta breaker than something that is Aegislash, because squishier Pokemon you can also counter easier offensively, while this one you cannot counter offensively if you take, like, 5 charge moves to knock it out, so... That's just my opinion on it. But we can move on to Lycanrock. Lycanrock is going to get the, basically the release here. Horrible stats, 1,600 overall bulk is, like, really bad. Counter's cool as a fast move, Stone is okay, Crunch is okay. It's literally just a worse variant of Lycanrock, I think, like, Midnight form. So, like, there's no reason right now. It would have, I think, some signature move called Accelrock, which might be interesting if it's coming to the game. Most likely would be a fast move, but yeah, counter's already kind of nice. So, yeah, we have to see what's actually going to happen here, but not going to be the craziest Pokemon. And then for the final thing for today, we're going to have here, with a great animation, which I didn't even put in there, new moves. We're going to have the Roar of Timer for Dialga, of course, most likely mainly for the Origin variant, same for Palkia with Spatial Rant. We're going to have Crush Grip for Regigigas, which we talked about already. We have Spirit Checkle about Decidueye. And we're going to have a Bleak Storm and a Wild Bolt Storm for, and also Chansey Storm, of course, for the Tornadus, Thunderous, as well as Landorus. And I already made a video yesterday about those moves, so definitely check it out. It's going to be on the screen right now, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.